right, guys, welcome back. The NBA continues. We are in the playoffs, the latter part of the season, and the most entertaining therefore. As you can see right there, I was wrong about the Denver Nuggets, but more on that shortly. We can now clearly see that the Timberwolves have also made it through to the semi-finals of the Western Conference. They will be taking on Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs right there, as you can see. Then on the other side, the New York Knicks have also made it through to the Eastern Conference semi-finals after beating Hawks. More on that later. And entertainment in Philly, as the 76ers managed to come back all the way to tie the series 3-3 against Boston Celtics. More on that shortly, so let's jump right into it. So of course the night kicked off with the first game that was between New York Knicks taking on New York Knicks taking on Atlanta Hawks. And of course, in that game, they had an amazing game, as you can see right there. Karl Anthony Towns leading the way in the three metrics. That's of course points scored per game, rebounds scored per game, and assists scored per game. Then on the other side, of course, it was Jalen Johnson who consistently continues to be the main man in Atlanta after they let go of Trae Young right there. So I think he's actually a good guy to build around. Jalen has been consistent. He's actually among the players that are rivaling. I mean, it's too little too soon, but he's a very, very good triple-double magnet. And of course, as you saw during the fantasy season, he was one of the best players to have on your squad because he was consistently high and he would score so highly in all the three metrics. So as you can see right there, Karl Anthony Towns led the way for the New York Knicks with 18.7 points per game, and of course 11.3 rebounds per game and 6. Then on the other side, 19.6 points per game for Jalen Johnson. You can clearly see he outscored the main man. But of course, when you look at the points alone, you will come to see that Brunson led the way for the New York Knicks. 7.7 rebounds for Jalen Johnson and 5.2. So as you can see right there, series game 1 went to the New York Knicks. They won that one. Of course, they were home. Then the following game, which they were also home, but they were shocked by Atlanta Hawks by just a single point. They lost that game. Then we knew that we had the series on our hands after game 2. Then game 3 came, they went to Atlanta, and of course Atlanta managed to win that one by again a single point. That's how close this game and series was. Then came to, and I'm going to tell you there was a shift, just hold on. Hold on to your horses. And the series was tied by the New York Knicks. They took one game back while they were in Atlanta. Then came game 5. The New York Knicks were miles far. I think they ran out of gas, because if you can see the trends, all the games are close until around game 4. So you can clearly see that they are not built for the playoffs, but they are a good squad. So they were beaten soundingly in game 5, and it's also the same thing in game 6, because they actually set a new record. They had 47 points by halftime. I have the highlights. Let's jump into them. It was very, very a resounding defeat to the Atlanta Hawks by the New York Knicks in this game. So let's jump into the highlights and look at that.
For the final seconds, Hawks won that. They had a 2-1 lead. But then the Knicks, the big road win in game 4. An impressive one at that. Now they're up 3-2. Brunson fires away. His first shot is good, coming off that 39-point game. So often the early first punch is something that team has to withstand. Okongwu is on Karl Anthony Towns. They made some changes. Who guards him? Brunson to Anunoby. And OG Anunoby has had a fantastic series.
But that's what we're talking about. Cat being almost a point forward in the half court, helping to facilitate opportunities.
Johnson cuts back door, beautiful pass, layup, shot, it's good. And Mikal Bridges gets on the. Brunson comes the other way, throws it ahead. Bridges one man to beat, goes at Alexander Walker. Layup is good. Alexander Walker gets into the paint, triple team. Anunoby the deflection. 4 turnovers already. Hart drives and Hart finishes, and it's a 10-point lead. Gay helps out. Shot clock already down to 4. Brunson on the drive, scoop layup off the glass. It's good. The dribbles, lines up another one. Shot no good. Mitchell Robinson the offensive rebound. As he falls, flips it out. Anunoby drives. Running shot is up and banks it in. An improved bench has been a big part of the Knicks' success this year. Alley-oop Robinson, and he lays it up and in. That was not easy with a Hawk right on top of him. He's averaging 9 rebounds a game. That's including the 20 points per game. McBride hits a 3. Hawks have 2 more turnovers and field goals. Brunson the fake, switches to the right hand. 4 on the 24. Josh Hart the 3. That's good. Josh Hart, who has struggled from 3 in the series. Bad pass. Okongwu had nowhere to go after he caught it. Bridges lines up a 3. Gets his own rebound. Back up. Layup is good. 13 turnovers for Atlanta. Alley-oop to Robinson, and he throws it down with the right hand.
I'll make a prediction. They're getting to 25 by half. See, that record is intact.
Three-pointer line drive from Daniels. Perhaps a good sign. Danielson. But that's the next part of his
We're coming
game.
to halftime right here. And this is where they will set the record, the 47-point halftime lead by the New York Knicks in Game 6 against the Atlanta Hawks. This is actually an NBA playoff record, 47 points by halftime against Atlanta.
Gay can't hit. Long rebound to Brunson. Knicks just keep pouring it on. Brunson throws it up and Bridges throws it down. Excellent defense from Robinson. Hart pushing the pace. Anunoby on the drive, goes inside. Count it, and a foul. He is relentless.
And honestly, it's just completely demoralized the Atlanta Hawks.
There's 4. Oh, and Robinson and Dixon just being held up. Brent Barnaky gets knocked down. Robinson wants to go after somebody. They're trying to separate 2. Robinson really upset. The frustration's coming through for the Hawks right now. Robinson responding. He did not see what started it. Okongwu was doing an excellent job of trying to keep him away. Robinson, they pulled him away several times, but he keeps going back. Rick Brunson now is talking to him. Mike Brown yelling at him. Mitchell Robinson is a player that rarely loses his temper.
After review, it has been determined that there will be offsetting technicals for Mitchell Robinson and Daniels. Both players have been ejected from the game. It'll be Atlanta ball on the baseline after any made basket.
So Robinson's night is done. 9 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds.
The Hawks are getting to answer your question. It's just pride. That's all you're going to play for at this point. Pride. Personal, individual, and collective pride.
For the Hawks, the type of players they have and the character of their players, they will come out and fight here as Brunson lays it up and in. As we send it over to Lisa.
Yeah, Mike, CJ McCollum just came out of the locker room and looked at me and said, hey, I did not see it going down like this tonight. None of us did. I did talk to Hawks assistant Mike Bray and asked, he said the Knicks kind of started to take away their spirit in Game 4 with their defensive adjustments. He said when we can't run, we just haven't been able to be effective. But the message in the locker room was, hey, we're in this together.
Excellent report, Lisa. Thank you. And not an easy thing to discuss is great prowess. Could get some spot duty, not in the rotation now. Diawara is the interesting player for this team. A rookie from France. Shamit knocks it down.
Guy that had such an outstanding season and then an injury.
As you can see right there, of course, there was an ejection, but by that point it was really too late. 47-point halftime lead is so big and unassailable. So Atlanta Hawks really had no chance by that point in time. So you cannot even blame the ejections, but it was too little too late. 47 points down by halftime. That's actually an NBA playoff record. And of course, this is the fourth quarter. They were just trying to finish the game at that point. There was really no point. It was an unassailable lead. Indeed, they had no chance. They had no chance against New York Knicks. But it was an embarrassment. They were even back at their place. They lost this game in front of their home fans, which is really not a very good way to end your season. But that's how that one ended. And of course, they ended up losing that game. And a look maybe at the stats overall, how the team has been faring. And of course, I was telling you in the points, the most points that have been scored in this series were by Jalen Brunson, who was very crucial in holding up the New York Knicks and pushing them to this Western Conference semifinals qualification right there. Then, of course, Jalen Johnson on the other side. It's a story of the Jalens. They say the Jalens are the most in the NBA. So that's the points area. Jalen Johnson leading the way right there. Then a look at the rebounds. It was Kyle Anthony Towns leading the way. Jalen Johnson still leads for the Atlanta Hawks. Then in assists, it's Brunson. And then, of course, Jalen again. So you can clearly see how good Jalen is and a very crucial player. And I think they made a good decision to let Trey go and keep Jalen Johnson for the Atlanta Hawks. So, yeah, that's how that one ended. Then, of course, came the following game, the main game. Not the main game, really. But it was the game that came right after that. That was, of course, none other than the crucial game between Boston Celtics and Philly. All right, this is an interesting one. Now let's digest this. This game is almost setting a record. Remember what I said? I'd hoped it would be Denver Nuggets, but unfortunately it's not, as we shall see later. But it's still on. I said that this season there were way too many teams that were on a 2-3 series, meaning there is an opportunity for a team to break the record, because it's currently, I'm forgetting the actual number, but there's no team that has come back from 3 games down to win a series. So in this case, Celtics had 3 wins over Philly's 2 wins. But after tonight, Philly has caught up. It's now tied at 3-3. Now, if Philly goes ahead to win Game 7 and win this title, it will be the first team to come from a 3-game deficit to win a series in the NBA playoffs. So it is still on. I said that the chances of it happening are higher, and I had hoped Denver would do it. And again, I still hold hopes for the Pistons, and I also hold hopes for the LA Lakers. Watch those 2 games. They are on tonight, and you will see what I mean. All right, but I've been wrong before, so I'm not going to put my feet in my mouth. So I will humbly, anything is possible. It's the NBA, anything is possible. So an interesting game right here. As you can see, the Philly boys managed to tie this series to 3-3. Tatum was a no-show. Well, he was there, but Embiid, for some reason, is there's a resurgence of Embiid, Joel. I will give credit where credit is due. He did will his team against the J boys, both Tatum and former MVP, Finals MVP. But on that, in the series, 23.3, Tatum is averaging per game 10 rebounds and 6.8 assists. Tyrese Maxey on the other side, 26.3, 3.8 rebounds and 6.5 right there. So let's jump right into the highlights of this one.
Accepts the defensive assignment. Paul George pops out. He's been more aggressive. They go right to Embiid for 2.
like the play right away, Robbie.
Became an everyday starting center, and Joe Mazzulla said, you proved it in the regular season, you've got to prove it now in the postseason. Tatum looking to drive. Hauser pops. 8 to shoot. Hauser drives, and nobody picks up the ball.
I love them running that Spain action.
Thought about the 3. Now he'll take it right at Tatum. Through the contact, and he breaks it. Oh, that's a foul.
Right there, Robbie. I like that for Joel Embiid. Thought about taking that 3-pointer.
Earlier, he's just getting to this post too easily, trying to make him catch it, make it a little tougher, make it farther away when he does catch it. And Joe Mazzulla said, we have got to change coverages on Joel. Just depends on how we're playing and how our...
For threes. Philly 2 for 7, Boston 2 for 8 to start. George will try again. Money!
How about the push Grant from Edgecombe to touch the paint there with some pace? Quarter of game 5. Derek White's had some looks.
Another player that deserves credit is, of course, George. Now, these players, George, Embiid, I would like to say and dare to say that they have not been a wise investment for Philly. But at this point, I will give them credit because in this game and in these past 2 games, they have been showing their worth. And maybe in 76ers, they will set this record, and we can give thanks to both of them, both Joel Embiid and the long-range shooter.
George fend off, step back, off the mark, rebound back tap, and saved by Grimes. Oh, forced by George. He nearly got the deflection, get it up ahead. Pritchard attack on Oubre, and he lays it in this opening quarter. Just 14 of 13, 8 minutes in. Hooking inside, Embiid with a find.
Struggled a bit. 4 better offense by Pritchard.
5 seconds left in the quarter, and Maxey floats it in. He's got 13 in the quarter. 3.5 left. Vucevic gets it up the floor. White at the horn. Doesn't go. For Oubre. Streaking with Edgecombe. Oubre will go in. Runs into Hauser. George tees it up. And knocks it down.
Just a nice...
And playoffs it is, because Brown just picked up his 4th, and he's staying in the game. And Embiid finally finds 9 line.
Well, he's so comfortable, Grant, at catching, facing, and if you give him any room, Cato worried about picking up that 4th foul, and Embiid just rises up right over the top.
Now it's Tatum attacking the rack with a 2-handed stuff.
Once again, that's Spain.
George off the screen. Bounce it, nobody home. It rolls to Edgecombe, attack on White. The cutter is Oubre, had to reject it. Oubre gets it back and he floats it off.
They are okay with Oubre taking
Of course, Embiid was the best player on the night for Philly, dropping 33 points to assist his team to, of course, equal this series. And someone said that once the threes don't fall for Boston, they have a terrible game. But this is an interesting series, and I do believe that's a rejection right there. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Amazing. That's George right there. Return on an investment coming to roost. It doesn't change anything. He's still the terrible player. Terrible player. But they had an amazing game. They had an amazing game here.
Third taken out here, but Maxey takes it right back to the ship. Feels like Philly is in the driver's seat, but a whole lot of time left for a streaky Boston team. That's not going to help them.
Range where when they've been at 30%, they have not won games in this series.
Paul George, he is piping hot in the third.
He's just collectively in a slump from 3. And they're going back to Paul George here. He's got it going.
Maxey, the extension at the rim. This Boston offense with a 2.5-second difference shot clock and game clock. It's Brown on Maxey. Going to work. Triple team comes. Walsh, extra. Vucevic, 4 to shoot. Vucevic floats it up and in with 5.2.
Goes all the way to the basket. No help to be found.
Embiid finds 9 line.
Embiid having, well, a very good game tonight. Very good contribution for the Philly. Something much long awaited. And we saw in the game before where he went out with a knock and we're like, This is our usual Joel Embiid. But he came back into the game, and he is playing. And actually, he was quoted saying, "I want to play basketball." That's Joel Embiid who said this. He says, I do not know how much time I have to play this game, so I want to play. I know the narrative out there is that I am lazy, or that I do not want to play, or whatever, but I definitely want to play. And boy, oh boy, did he show it in this game. Joel Embiid, the narrative is true. You look lazy, but anyway, maybe it's the injury, but I am sorry to say that is the narrative, and that's the true narrative out here. So show us that you want to play. Play like this every night. Help the Philly win a championship. Then that MVP title, we shall say that was truly deservedly, but not a chip that was just given to you because of, I don't want to say, but I don't think you deserve the MVP that he got.
He's been through his Tyrese Maxey kind of navigates becoming an NBA superstar, Grant. That's invaluable to have on their bench. Open look for Edgecombe, and he drains it. 17-point game. Pritchard on the outside. Sherman.
VJ Edgecombe continues his exploits into the playoffs. Some people say that he could have been the rookie of the year, but of course we all know that Cooper Flag became the rookie of the year. He managed to take that. So this, of course, ended that way. Philly managed to tie this series to 3-3. So it's going to be a thriller game 7 this weekend. So guys, make sure you tune in and be ready for more from the Philly. And I hope Philly wins this game so that long-standing record can come to an end right there. Amazing stuff right there, as you can see from the boys right there. Then of course, just a look at the stats of this game, how the two teams have been performing, the players that are leading the way. Of course, it's not Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid, this actually tells us the narrative that you keep saying out there, that you're lazy or you don't want to play. That narrative is true, but you have to prove to us that you actually want to do these things, because you want an MVP. MVPs do not behave like that. MVPs go out there and play. And actually, I'll give credit where credit is due. The moment you came back after knocking your knee, I think he landed terribly on the knee, but came back and was willing to play and push for his team. That is MVP quality. And later on in this stream, you're going to see the MVP, the true MVP, how MVPs behave. You're going to see, even in defeat, an MVP still outshines. And that is, of course, none other than Nikola Jokic. So, of course, here from Boston, it is Jaylen Brown who's leading the way with 24.5 points. And Tyrese Maxey's 26.3 points. Then in rebounds, it's Jason Tatum with 10.7 for Boston. 8, Joel Embiid is rearing his head for the 76ers. And assists still, Tatum leads the way, 6.3. Then Joel Embiid 7.3. Then of course the blocks, Joel Embiid and Derek White right there. Then we go off to the main game of the day. That was none other than, without further ado, the true MVP's game. Unfortunate that it didn't go according to plan. That was, of course, Denver Nuggets taking on 6th seeded Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves managed to pull off the win. This was one of the series that I thought was poised to break that dud, the 3-game record, but unfortunately they ended up losing. So a lot happened in this game. I want to show you why I do believe Nikola Jokic is the MVP and why he has been cheated. He has been cheated in the last, I think, 3 MVP races because of some people that say things, because of, I dare to say, racism. I dare to say. But anyway, there it is. That's how it ended. But that takes away nothing from Timberwolves. They had an amazing game. Rudy Gobert played so well. He defended Nikola Jokic so good, contrary to what some people are saying, but more on that shortly. So let me jump straight into the game. the analytics, we are not going to jump in. We know that Nikola Jokic is leading in all. So let's jump right into the highlights, and then we shall watch a couple of videos after that.
We welcome those of you listening to the Breen Letler. Jokic got the first points of the game on the last possession for Denver. Now Jokic driving on Gobert, spinning and hitting. Shannon gets Minnesota on the board with a pair of free throws. Jokic kicks to Brown, nails a three, and that's a good sign. Yes, he missed his first three-point attempt, but he also missed half the year due to injury. Randall on the spin. He hangs it, gets the bounce for his first points. Randall driving again. Missed it the first time, but not the second.
And that's him at his best. And play a little bully ball, play through the chest.
Johnson turns it over. Minnesota with a chance to take the lead. Shannon races past the defender and slams it down. He's an excellent driver. We just got to get the ball in his hands. Gobert forces a turnover. Conley, Shannon again on the drive. Count it. 10-7 Wolves, an 8-0 run. Here's Shannon, who's Dosuma's replacement. Remember Dosuma in the last game here had a career-high 43 points.
Now, of course, the home crowd came to the rescue. I don't want to say that, but I do believe it played a part in this game, as you can see right there.
QBing. He's looking for his outlet. He's going to create shots.
And a mismatch down low. Murray on the catch, the arc. Naz Reid driving. Love for Gobert for the slap. Good defense by Gobert. Reid off the Gobert screen. Goes at Jokic. Flips it up and in. Timeout Denver. Jamal Murray has had some huge games when facing elimination. 3 times he scored 40 or more in elimination situations. Lob for Gobert. He flips it up.
Now, in this game, it was all Nikola Jokic. He was trying to will his team to win, but unfortunately no one else came to his rescue. No one else contributed except from Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson is one who got, I think, around 20 points in this game, 23, 20 something points in this game. But the rest, there were none. Jamal Murray did not cross the 10-point mark until the fourth quarter. He reached 10 points in the fourth quarter. He was struggling. But of course, all credit to Jaden McDaniels, who marked him so well. Then also Rudy Gobert, who did so well against Nikola Jokic, not just in this game, but in the entire series. There were a couple of games where we were wondering what kind of Nikola Jokic we are watching. His averages were low. His efficiency had fallen down. That's Cam Johnson from the corner right there. Cam Johnson showed up. He did his part. He did his best. And I all credit to him. So in this game, only those 2 players played. And then there was this kid that kept on going to the left and no one marked him. They just gave him his left hand. He's left-handed. Give him the right, push him to the right. That's Rudy Gobert right there that I'm talking about. He managed to stop Nikola Jokic in this series. And no one else, none of his teammates came around. Now, credit to Jamal, but in this point, in this game, we needed him and he didn't show up. He didn't show up in this game.
It's a 2-point game. Another assist for the Joker. He's got 8. Randall, they'll double him, force him to give it up. Long skip to Shannon, who had a great first half with 12 points. Conley's 3 is down. The crowd booing. Murray, Jokic, floater, good for Jokic. He's up to 17. His 5th board, he'll bring it up. He's got 8 assists. He'll use the Murray screen. Now he'll drive all the way and kick it out to the corner. Johnson. Cam Johnson knocking down his 3rd three-pointer. They're in the midway point of the 3rd here in Game 6. Randall drives, gets rid of Brown. Missed the layup inside. Out of bounds from deep. Minnesota 26%. Denver 7 of 17. Jokic gets deep on Gobert, turns around and gets the bounce. With the exception of Cam Johnson. McDaniels penetrates, hangs and scores, and a foul. Lead the series 3 games to 2. Reed coming off the screen.
McDaniels had an amazing game. He dropped a career-high playoff score of 32 points for the Timberwolves in this game. So it was really, actually, everyone played well for the Timberwolves, I will say. The rookie played well, then Rudy Gobert, everyone was playing. Naz Reid, but for the Denver Nuggets, it was just Cam Johnson and Nikola Jokic that really showed up on the points and in the gameplay. That's McDaniels right there. Had an amazing game. 32 points in this game. Amazing game. Jamal Murray didn't show up. But I will not fault him because there were games where he really played, and I can't say that we would have gotten where we are without him. So thanks, Jamal. And I will try to be more or less like the real MVP, how he behaved in this game, as you will see shortly. So let's go into the fourth.
Tyus Jones, and they're going to call a foul. Clark shoves Jokic. Jokic shoves him back. Clark tries to pull him to the ground. Naz Reid shoves Jokic in the back. And now Clark and Jokic still jaw. Coaches come onto the floor. Jones with a pull-up. It's good. Johnson quickly met. Fires inside to Jokic. What a pass by three. Jones. Shot clock at 9. McDaniels going baseline. Gets the shot away. It's good and a foul. Jaden McDaniels.
To the opposite corner. Wow.
Jokic kicks to the wing. Johnson switches home a three. Jones backing him down. Works into the lane and gets the shot to fall. Shannon looking to drive. Shot clock down to 7. Shannon wants to take Murray off the bounce. He'll put it on the floor.
Now this is the kid that they just gave his left hand. The kid is left-handed, but they just kept on letting him go to the left. Step onto the left side, let him go right, but they just didn't. But anyway, that's how the cookie crumbled. And of course, the NBA, the MVP lost that game, and the Denver Nuggets were knocked out. Credit to the Timberwolves, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Jaden McDaniels, who scored 32 points in this game. Amazing game for him. And of course, with Anthony Edwards out, they much needed his input. I'm not going to go into the stats. You can clearly see it's Nikola Jokic everywhere for the Denver Nuggets, and how evenly distributed that team is. Anthony Edwards leads the blocks. Dosumu, who was actually out with a calf injury, he didn't play in this game, leads the points, 21.8. Then Rudy Gobert rebounds 10.7. Now, why I'm stressing Rudy Gobert is because of what some talking heads out there keep on saying. And they actually the reason why Nikola Jokic has lost out in the last 3 MVP races, because of people that say nonsense like these people. Then, of course, Julius Randle in the assists, and then Anthony Edwards, like I said earlier on, in the blocks. So let's have a look at what people said thereafter. But before we get into the detractors and all that, I want to make a case for Nikola Jokic being MVP. Now, you saw the scuffle that happened earlier in that game right there. Now, let's jump into that and look at that scuffle in detail.
He's got 11 in the second half, 24 for the game. Tyus Jones, and they're going to call a foul. Clark shoves Jokic. Jokic shoves him back. Clark tries to pull him to the ground. Naz Reid shoves Jokic in the back. And now Clark and Jokic still jaw. Coaches come onto the floor. Remember, Jokic and Randle were ejected in Game 4 after Jokic didn't like a late basket scored by McDaniels when the game was in hand. But this is the first time tonight we've had any extracurricular activity in Game 6. They call a personal foul on Clark. We'll see what else we get. Jokic really unhappy still with the officials. And J.B. DeRosa says go back to the bench so we can review. See the push by Clark, and Jokic says, all right, I'll try it. And then Clark pushes again. Reed comes in with a shove.
You see that the MVP was, you see he pushes him, Then he pushes him back, and then he flares, flops, and then he jumps up, tries to push. Naz Reid comes and pushes him. So clearly you can see that they are the ones instigating. They are instigating. But even then, after all this, I'm going to show you why he's actually truly the MVP. Look at them, all ganging up on him for nothing. He's not doing anything. The kid just pushed him, and then he pushed him back, and then he tries to flop, falling to the ground. Look at Naz Reid. Naz Reid always has... He's weird. Anyway, I'll just let it be. There's something about Naz Reid. Just gives up those vibes of hatred and... Anyway, let's let it be. So you can see right there, he pushes him. That push in the back is what causes Nikolai to retaliate. Then he tries to pull him so that they can fall together to the ground. Weird stuff, man. I don't get it anyway. I don't even get it. Anyway, let's get back and see, just to show you what transpired in the game and the final verdict and everything.
Second personal on Jalen Clark. First team foul. That's all we know right now. It's a 6-point Minnesota lead with 9:47 to go. Wolves looking to eliminate Denver. San Antonio awaits the winner. Chance of kick him out from the Minnesota fans, but don't think it's going to go that far. Josh Tibbin, Courtney Kirkland, J.B. DeRosa, working with the outstanding crew back at the NBA offices, reviewing to make sure that they adjudicate this correctly. Let's bring in our NBA rules analyst, Steve Javy. All right, hold on, the call's coming. Now, Josh Tibbin was about to grab the microphone, then he backed away.
After the foul on Clark, we have a technical foul on Clark and a technical foul on Naz Reid for his interaction with Jokic. And we have a technical foul on Jokic as well. Since there's 2 technicals on Minnesota and 1 on Denver, Denver will shoot 1 free throw and we'll resume play with Denver ball side out.
That was the correct decision. They were honest about it. Nikola Jokic was provoked by that kid. Then Naz Reid reacted terribly and uncalled for. It was uncalled for him to react the way he did. But anyway, that is one of the things that happened. Then right after the game, you will see that really it's, of course, everything just got heated up, and like anyone would react, you lose your mind and then tempers flare and all that. But Nikola Jokic just shows you that he had no hard feelings. At the end of the game, he hugged everyone, hugged Jaden McDaniels, who was instigating. Even in the games before, he was talking too much, running his mouth. But anyway, they are coming to play against let me just keep quiet.
The Wolves have been to the conference finals each of the last 2 years, trying to get a step closer. With a win tonight, they move on to play San Antonio. Shannon looking to drive. Shot clock down to 7. Shannon wants to take Murray off the bounce.
So this is the game. This is Shannon, the kid that caused the other problems. But Shannon, they kept on giving him his left hand. And all of them were attacking Jamal Murray. Now you see, they flipped here. Let me pause it here and then show you something. So in the first attack, you saw Shannon attacked Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's hand was on Shannon. So Shannon crosses over and goes to his left-hand side and lays up and gets an and one. Then they switch off Murray. They switch Shannon. They give him McDaniels goes on Jamal Murray. Then they know that Jamal Murray is the weak link. They give the ball to McDaniels to make this move. And that was the final dagger, actually. This was the final dagger that sealed everything. Whatever followed after that was really just... Okay, they did try to come back, wasted a couple of 3 shots. Of course, with Murray wasting one of them. And the rest, of course, Nikola Jokic also, none could drop. Cam Johnson's shot also couldn't drop. So, yeah.
Again, it's the size differential, 6'8".
And the Minnesota Timberwolves.
So right there, right here is what I wanted to show you. As you can see, Jaden McDaniels goes to Nikola Jokic, and then Nikola Jokic welcomes him and hugs him. and I think they had good words thereafter, which is, I think, a good thing. And he hugs even Rudy Gobert, who posed a great obstacle for him in this series. So that's why I do believe he's actually a good MVP. He's the real MVP. No hard feelings at the end. He shakes everyone's hand, and that is it. Then, and actually it is going to be reflected, as you will see in his presser. He actually gives credit where credit is due, and that is to Rudy Gobert and the entire squad of the Timberwolves that was so good that they managed to stop the MVP in this game. But you're going to see what the other talking heads are saying out there, just trying to tarnish the name of Nikola Jokic, but that doesn't change the fact the stats speak and the numbers speak louder than any of what they are saying. Nikola Jokic is an MVP caliber player, and he is good. It's just that the Timberwolves were good in this series. Their defense was so good. Rudy Gobert started playing basketball like we've never seen, especially on the defensive side. But that takes nothing away from Nikola Jokic. He did step up, try to will his team to win. Unfortunately, that his squad and the pieces around him were not enough. And you can clearly see when the push came to shove, nobody showed up. Nikola Jokic was all by himself. And he turned to see behind who is following. No one was following. But you're going to see. If it was LeBron James, they would be like, oh no, LeBron was good, he needed more help. And the press conference would be different from this one that we are going to see. So here is Nikola Jokic after
because
the game.
I couldn't get guys open, I couldn't make screen, I couldn't make shot. So, they were just better in basically in every aspect of the game. Like, we put up the fight, but we didn't have it.
The rebounding in particular tonight, what made that so difficult?
I mean, just because Rudy's a big guy, and I mean, not just him. I think everybody, literally everybody had offensive rebound for them who played. So, we just didn't do a good job with that. They had 19 offensive rebounds.
Right there, this is the MVP. Rudy is a big guy. That made it hard for him to score all the points that he dropped in this game. Then not just Rudy, but everyone on that team played so well. It was a good Timberwolves team. And unfortunately for Nikola, his teammates just did not push and give enough to help him. But anyway, here goes. You're going to see him talk. They're going to ask him blaming basically, but here it is.
And we returned the ball over a lot, so then they were messing up with us.
Nicole, you mentioned how you couldn't get guys open, you couldn't do this and that. How much blame do you feel for this season coming to an end tonight?
How much blame? There it is. That's what I was waiting for. How much blame? Now put LeBron in this seat. I'm sure he would name names. But watch. A true MVP give who to blame?
A lot, I needed to play better, and I must play better. Just I think I was getting in the rhythm from the third game, a little bit better in the rhythm, but I needed to play much better. First 3 games, and then just to get everybody involved, just to get the guys open, be aggressive, score. So, I mean, to give them credit, they were better in this series, definitely.
Who is to blame? It's himself. It's not Murray. It's not Cam Johnson. It's not any of his teammates. It is him. That is an MVP. Now, a lot more happens in this, but let's go to inside the NBA and see some talking heads as they yap about trying to detract what this man has done. Nikola Jokic. Inside the NBA, credit to them, but here is what they said in reaction to this game.
Three times in this series. Denver.
San Antonio.
Denver, twice this year in the regular season, held under 100. 3 times in this series by that Minnesota defense.
Yeah, the defense played very well, but, you know, Joker, to me, didn't play great. And when you're a great player, especially in the playoffs, I think, you know, Charles seems to disagree with me. I think in order to keep advancing, you have to play great. He played good, but good is not good enough. He didn't play great. And
why didn't he play great?
Very, very, very important question. Why didn't he play great? He said it himself. The Timberwolves were good. But look at what this talking head is going to say. It's not going to give credit to to Rudy Gobert's defense. It's not going to give credit to the Timberwolves. It's just going to say Nikola didn't play great. Nikola didn't play great. There is a reason why he didn't play great. He is great. He's a very good player. The numbers show it. There is a reason why something changed and he didn't play great. But this talking head will not admit that there is something that changed and led to him not playing great.
I'm not sure why he didn't play great. I mean,
does that have anything to do with?
Are you sure you're not sure? Are you sure you're not sure why he didn't play great? His colleagues are going to try to enlighten him, but he's a talking head. He won't even see that.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think.
Rightly indeed, you laugh at such people. Nah, I'm just a talking head. Nah.
So he just, you know, listen, he had 28 points. So, you know,
and didn't play great.
He played good, Ernie, but 28 points is not good enough. I would like to see 35, 36, 37. And
yes, but there's a reason why.
His partner didn't play well at all.
Yeah,
yes, there's a reason why he didn't get 30 plus points.
Joker didn't play.
And then this is another talking head.
He didn't dominate.
Why?
Yeah, he didn't dominate. They are avoiding the question. They are playing around the answer. There's a reason why Nikola Jokic didn't play well. Why can't you see that? Look at the numbers. Look at his trade record. He is a good player. He averages triple doubles every season and even playoffs. But at this point, there is something different that has happened. But they won't acknowledge that. They will just say he didn't play well. Just so they can make a case for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to win MVP. And this is what happened. This is what they were jazzing about. But of course, back then, the BLM gave credit and of course helped Joel Embiid win that title. But this is what I'm trying to say. These are talking heads. They are ignoring the facts. The numbers are screaming out to them. Their colleagues are trying to tell them, guys, there is a reason why Nikola Jokic has not played well. But they ignore all that and just open their mouth and blabber. No, he's not played well. Give us the reason why he's not playing. No, he's not played well. No, he's not played well. No.
Just cut it out. He missed shots.
I'll give you what I thought also. Okay. You know, he missed shots and why he missed shots. I thought the perimeter defense was extremely good by
Kenny. At least you're being objective. Thank you. There's a reason why he didn't play well. Now at least you're acknowledging that yes, the perimeter defense was good for Murray, and then Rudy Gobert stepped up and played well in this game.
Rudy Gobert. And I thought it was also good by Randall, and they jammed him up. So a lot of times he has space, he either shoots a three, he has that high release, and he gets you all in the move. They jammed him up and said, you're just going to be a driver, and we're not going to give you those open threes. And Rudy Gobert did a great job of it. Everybody who switched on him, they just jammed him up. That wasn't hard to say, was it?
Thank you. Was that hard to say? It wasn't hard to say. There's a reason why Nikola Jokic didn't play well. Just say yes, he didn't have a good game, but there's a reason why, because he's a consistently good player. There's a reason why. Was that hard to say? Thank you.
Well, you just think
I'm not even messing with him.
But
this is the best I've seen Rudy Gobert play defense. Number one, not just against
timely and every time.
Yes, because
it was timely.
You know, like in the other series, the last couple of years, they were attacking him.
Pick and roll.
But this was the best. And listen, we all love the Joker, but we got to give Rudy his flowers. He was the reason the Joker only played good. He did not. He played solid, and he had a couple bad games.
How about Jamal Murray?
Thank you, Buckley. Thank you. Now, this is an analyst that actually uses analytics and is objective, not these people that just blabber words just because they want to make some ulterior motive pass by and anyway, I'll leave that at that. But this is the reason why Nikola Jokic has failed to win MVP. Yet we are seeing a historic player before our eye break records and set records left, right, and center. Things that we did not think would happen. Nikola Jokic is doing them. A center point, a point center. The game goes through a center, something that has never happened before. But anyway, I digress, and I'm sorry if I've offended anyone, but I just had to make a case for Nikola. I had to make a case for Nikola. People just keep on saying things that they do not even think about just so they can get their people through. So anyway, that's how the cookie crumbles, as they say. Amazing games coming up next. Games to look out for, of course, is the LA Lakers. That is also on the cusp of ending, but I do believe it can go to Game 7. That's if Austin Reeves is not back to his usual self. Then, of course, also, I'm forgetting the other game. There are around 3 games that are on tonight. And then, just a second, let me pull that up. Okay, a look at the tree right there. Yeah, so the games that are on tonight, we have the Pistons taking on Orlando Magic. This is also another one that I do believe can go to Game 7. That is one to look out for. Then Cleveland Cavaliers Raptors. This one I'm not so sure, but I could be wrong, like I was against Nikola Jokic's game. Then, of course, those are the only games. And, of course, the Lakers-Rockets game. I just hope KD doesn't come back. If KD comes back, he's going to mess this up. If KD comes back, he'll mess this up. All right, guys. That's the NBA. I've gone on for too long. This is a really, really long video. Allow me to end it here. Until next time, peace out.
Bye.